It was a picture-perfect Tuesday morning in Crestwood Park. The sun cast long golden shadows across the lawns, and the crisp air felt full of promise. For Arthur, every morning like this was a gift, a quiet affirmation that life was good. He cherished these simple moments, a welcome contrast to the decades he spent on his feet as a postal worker. His booming laugh was now reserved for his most important daily route, a walk with his grandson, Leo. For 35 years he'd walked city blocks, but this path was the one that mattered most. They'd talk about superheroes in school, and Arthur saw his own future reflected in the boy's bright, curious eyes. He wanted to be there for it all. He was determined to stay healthy. Back home, his kitchen counter was a testament to his commitment. Every morning, he'd line up his supplements, a multivitamin, a pill for joint support he'd seen advertised, and an herbal remedy a friend recommended for energy. He'd follow it with his customary bowl of oatmeal, a ritual he believed was his armor against aging. He was doing everything right, he told himself, building a fortress of health for his family. As they neared their favorite spot, a magnificent old oak tree, Arthur felt a flicker of something wrong. A momentary dizziness he dismissed as nothing, but then the feeling came on stronger, and it was unmistakable. It wasn't a sharp pain, but a profound, heavy, squeezing pressure in the center of his chest, like an invisible belt being pulled too tight. His breath hitched. The cheerful sound of Leo's chatter seemed to fade into a distant hum. He stopped, his hand instinctively clutching his chest as a wave of confusion and then cold, creeping fear washed over him. Take a look inside your medicine cabinet. What do you see? For many of us, it's a colorful array of bottles, each promising a different benefit. A little more energy, stronger bones, a sharper mind. They sit there on our kitchen counters, a daily ritual we perform in the pursuit of wellness. We reach for them each morning believing we're taking out a personal insurance policy for good health. It's an empowering feeling, a sense of taking control of our own aging process. The multi-billion-dollar supplement industry has masterfully crafted a narrative of proactive self-care, suggesting that the key to vitality can be found inside a capsule. And a key part of that narrative is the word natural. We see it emblazoned on the labels, and it acts as a powerful sedative for our concerns. It makes us feel safe. After all, how can something from nature be harmful? We imagine we are simply taking a concentrated form of something good from the earth, like spinach or blueberries, just conveniently packed into a pill. But this is where the story becomes complicated and potentially dangerous. The term natural is not regulated by the FDA in the context of supplements, meaning it can be used very loosely. More importantly, the supplement industry itself operates under a different set of rules than prescription drugs. They don't have to prove that their products are safe or effective before they hit the shelves. This regulatory gap creates a landscape where good intentions can lead to unintended harm, especially for seniors. The very things we take to protect our health could, in some cases, be putting it at risk. Let's start with a familiar one, calcium. For decades, we've known it as the superstar mineral for bone health. It's the fundamental building block of our skeleton, and maintaining adequate levels is crucial for preventing osteoporosis, the brittle bone disease that leads to devastating fractures. This message has been heard loud and clear. Many seniors, particularly women after menopause, diligently take calcium supplements every day, hoping to keep their bones strong and resilient. But here's where the more is better philosophy can backfire. When you get calcium from food like dairy, fortified orange juice, or leafy greens, your body absorbs it slowly and steadily throughout the day. A supplement, however, is different. Taking a large, concentrated dose in a single pill can cause a sudden, dramatic spike in your blood calcium levels. Your body, particularly your bones, simply can't absorb that much calcium all at once. So, what happens to the excess? It has to go somewhere. This leads to what scientists call the calcium paradox. The very mineral you're taking to strengthen your bones can end up being deposited in your soft tissues, including the delicate inner walls of your arteries. This process, called calcification, is like rust forming inside a pipe. It causes your arteries to become stiff and narrow, a condition known as atherosclerosis. This hardening of the arteries significantly increases the risk of high blood pressure, heart attacks, and strokes. It's a tragic irony. In an effort to prevent bone fractures, one might inadvertently be contributing to a cardiovascular event. Now, you can't talk about calcium without talking about its essential partner, vitamin D. Often called the sunshine vitamin, its primary role is to help your body absorb calcium from your gut. Without enough vitamin D, the calcium you consume, whether from food or supplements, is largely wasted. And it's true that many seniors are deficient. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. We may also spend more time indoors, especially those who live in colder climates with long winters, further limiting our sun exposure. So, supplementing seems like a logical solution, but vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. Unlike water-soluble vitamins like C and B, which your body flushes out if you take too much, fat-soluble vitamins can accumulate in your body's fatty tissues over time. Taking very high doses, far beyond the recommended daily allowance over a long period, can lead to toxicity. This results in a condition called hypercalcemia, which means there is dangerously too much calcium in your blood. This happens because the excess vitamin D is telling your gut to absorb more and more calcium, while also pulling calcium out of your bones and into your bloodstream. The symptoms of vitamin D toxicity can be vague at first: nausea, vomiting, weakness, and frequent urination. But the long-term consequences are severe. Just as with the calcium spike from supplements, this chronically high level of blood calcium gets deposited in your arteries, causing them to harden and narrow. It can also lead to the formation of painful kidney stones and cause irreversible kidney damage. The key is not to guess. Before starting a high-dose regimen, it's crucial to get your blood levels tested by a doctor. Next, let's look at vitamin E. For many years, vitamin E was hailed as a miracle nutrient, a powerful antioxidant that could turn back the clock. The theory was compelling. It could neutralize destructive free radicals, those unstable molecules that damage our cells and contribute to aging and chronic disease. The promise was immense, that vitamin E supplements could prevent everything from heart disease to cancer. But when this promising theory was put to the test in large-scale, rigorous clinical trials, the results were not just disappointing, they were alarming. Landmark studies like the HOPE trial and a major meta-analysis from Johns Hopkins University began to reveal a surprising and disturbing dark side. Far from protecting the heart, researchers found that taking high doses of synthetic vitamin E, typically 400 international units or more per day, was actually associated with an increased risk of heart failure and, in some cases, a higher risk of all-cause mortality. So what went wrong? The answer may lie in the difference between nature and a laboratory. The vitamin E found in foods like almonds, sunflower seeds, and spinach is a complex of 8 different compounds, 4 tocopherols and 4 tocotrienols, that work together synergistically. Most supplements, however, contain only one of these forms, alpha-tocopherol, and it's usually a synthetic version. Researchers now believe that flooding the body with massive doses of this single isolated compound may disrupt the delicate natural balance, potentially interfering with the body's own antioxidant systems, or even acting as a pro-oxidant under certain conditions, causing the very damage it was meant to prevent. Iron is a mineral of vital importance. It's a key component of hemoglobin, the protein in your red blood cells that's responsible for a life-sustaining task, carrying oxygen from your lungs to every single cell in your body. Without enough iron, you can't make enough healthy red blood cells, leading to iron deficiency anemia. The symptoms are unmistakable: profound fatigue, weakness, shortness of breath, and pale skin. Because of this, iron supplements are commonly recommended, especially for younger women who lose iron through menstruation. However, the story changes dramatically as we get older. For most seniors, particularly men and postmenopausal women, the risk shifts from deficiency to overload. The reason is simple. Your body is incredibly good at holding on to iron, but it has no efficient active mechanism to get rid of any excess. It can't just be excreted in urine. So unless you are losing blood, the iron you consume tends to accumulate in your body over a lifetime. When you take an iron supplement you don't need, that excess iron gets stored in your organs, primarily the liver, heart, and pancreas. This is where it becomes toxic. In a cruel twist, excess iron, a mineral we need for oxygen transport, becomes a powerful pro-oxidant. It catalyzes the creation of the most aggressive and harmful types of free radicals. Think of it as causing rust inside your body. This oxidative stress inflicts direct damage on your tissues, including the delicate lining of your blood vessels, causing chronic inflammation and contributing to the development of atherosclerosis. Iron overload can also damage the liver, leading to cirrhosis, and increase the risk of heart arrhythmias and even diabetes. During cold and flu season, many people reach for zinc, and for good reason. Zinc is a critical player in our immune system, helping our immune cells function properly to fight off invading bacteria and viruses. It's also important for wound healing and our sense of taste and smell. But the problem with zinc is all about balance. It's a delicate dance with another essential mineral, copper. Zinc and copper are like two people trying to get through the same narrow doorway in your intestines. They compete for absorption. When you take high doses of zinc supplements over a prolonged period, the zinc essentially bullies its way through, blocking copper from being absorbed. This can lead to a dangerous copper deficiency. And why does that matter for your heart? Copper is a crucial component of an enzyme needed to build and maintain healthy connective tissues, including collagen and elastin. Elastin is what gives your blood vessels their strength and, importantly, their elasticity, the ability to expand and contract with each heartbeat. Without enough copper, your arteries can become weak and less flexible. But the damage doesn't stop there. Copper deficiency can also cause a type of anemia that looks very similar to iron deficiency, and it can lead to serious neurological problems, including numbness and unsteadiness when walking. It's a perfect example of how disrupting the body's natural mineral balance with a high-dose supplement can trigger a cascade of unintended and harmful consequences. Finally, let's discuss a popular natural alternative for lowering cholesterol, red yeast rice. This supplement is created by fermenting rice with a specific type of yeast, and it's been used in traditional Chinese medicine for centuries. Its cholesterol-lowering power comes from a group of compounds called monocolins. Specifically, one of them, monocolin K, is chemically identical to the active ingredient in the prescription statin drug lovastatin. This is not a statin-like substance, it's a statin. So when you take a red yeast rice supplement, you are essentially self-prescribing a powerful, drug-strength medication, but without any of the safeguards. You're doing it without a doctor's diagnosis, without a proper dosage recommendation, and most critically, without the regular monitoring of liver function and muscle enzymes that is standard procedure for anyone on a prescription statin. This is incredibly risky. Furthermore, because it's sold as a supplement, the amount of monocolin K can vary wildly from batch to batch and brand to brand. One bottle might have a negligible amount, while the next could have a dose high enough to cause serious side effects like severe muscle pain or liver damage. To make matters worse, some red yeast rice products have been found to be contaminated with a toxic substance called citrinin, which can cause kidney failure. You're taking a gamble on both the dose and the purity of the product. So, what is the takeaway from all of this? Is it that all supplements are bad? Not at all. For some people with diagnosed deficiencies, they can be essential. But the key message is that they are not benign. They are powerful substances that can have profound effects on your body, for better or for worse. The path to true wellness isn't found in a bottle of pills, but is built on a foundation of proven, lifelong habits. First and foremost, prioritize a diet rich in a variety of whole foods. Instead of a calcium pill, enjoy yogurt, cheese, and dark leafy greens. For vitamin E, reach for nuts and seeds. For a rich source of B vitamins and iron, choose lean meats and legumes. This food-first approach provides nutrients in the balanced, complex forms your body evolved to use, complete with fiber and thousands of other protective phytonutrients that you can't get from a supplement. Second, embrace regular physical activity that you genuinely enjoy. Whether it's walking, swimming, gardening, or dancing, movement is medicine for your heart, bones, and mind. The most critical step, however, is to shift your perspective. Stop viewing supplements as a consumer product and start treating them like what they are, medicine. And medicine requires professional guidance. Your doctor is your most important partner and trusted ally on your health journey. Before you start, stop, or continue taking any supplement, make an appointment. Go in prepared. Bring all your bottles with you. Ask the important questions. Based on my health, my diet, and my other medications, do I actually need this? Can we test my levels to be sure? What is the safest and most effective dose for me? This conversation might even lead to deprescribing, a collaborative review to see which supplements you can safely stop taking, simplifying your routine and reducing your risk of harm. By working with your doctor, you can move beyond the marketing hype and create a personalized, evidence-based plan that truly protects your heart and supports your overall health, ensuring you have many more years of joyful, vibrant living.